about a hairpin's day. Just need to find a place where I can lay my head. Say, Mr. King, you tell me where a man might find a bed. Just grinned and shook my hand. Well, no is all he said. Take it on, oh man, and take it all for free. Take it all, oh man. You put the law right on me. Get on up here and play that harp. Come on.
So, I'm Tim Hamrick and this is Georgina Speaks, and I'm here today speaking with Rachel Anderson. And none of your business, we're going to speak out until we start. So, I guess the reason I wanted to do this interview and the purpose of what I'm doing is I'm obviously out of support for the local artists and music in Georgina. And in the last couple of years, you've got yourself quite involved with all of the young people coming out to the events, and you're starting to be an event planner.
Yes.
Is that like what?
It just kind of happens.
Yeah, I was wondering about how that all kind of worked out.
I really wanted to give people the opportunity to showcase their talents and what they've been working on. I wanted to give people that platform to be seen.
Right.
So I just started planning things so that they had the opportunity that they maybe wouldn't have otherwise.
Right on. Okay, so tell me about the events that I never get invited to. I'm just kidding.
They're public events.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. The main ones that I noticed that you're responsible for, you do you've done a couple of shows down on the Queensway.
Yes, down at.
Sorry. We're good. You can smile, it's all right.
What are we thinking for beverages?
I'd like the coffee, please.
Okay. Coffee sounds great. Thank you. Can I get cream and sugar?
So, the first thing I noticed that you were doing something a fairly large scale on your own was your events that you planned on at Crates Marina.
Yes. So
Tell me
I
a little bit
partnered.
of how that came to fruition.
I partnered with Dina's
Oh,
Cuisina.
we're good.
Okay, I didn't know, but I just saw this handsome fella being posted
Right.
today.
He's so cute.
Yeah.
Such a happy farmer.
So, just before we carry on, we are at the mess hall, and the reason we're here is because the owners were kind enough to let us do our interview here. Number one, and number two, and the reason that we know them so well is because they support local artists, and they have open mics here, and they hire local artists to play here from time to time, and that support is extremely appreciated, and really cool people. So,
Absolutely.
but I can't wait till they bring me my coffee. So, how did that event come to fruition?
So I partnered with Dina's Cuisina, which was the food truck that was placed outside Crates this summer,
Right.
just to get people down there and entertained while they were waiting for food.
Oh, nice.
So we decided to just make a big go of it. We wanted to do a full weekend of live music, get some
Right.
bands out there, and just have a great big summer bash, basically.
So she basically had people nourished physically, and you
Exactly.
were there feeding the soul.
Exactly.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, but I'm not. Right? It's like a complete picture then. Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's neat. So you got permission of Crates.
Yep.
How hard was that to get?
So Chris from Dina's actually dealt with that himself. He
Right.
communicated with them, and they were happy to have it happen.
So it's Chris from Dina's.
Yes, Chris
Is it
owns Dina's Cuisina.
Right.
It was named after his mom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, there's always you know until you know or ask, you never know what's actually behind things, and usually it's a pretty human thing. Usually.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's neat. So the first event was earlier last summer,
Yes.
and who attended?
Oh gosh, we did a full weekend of music. We had Silverstone out. We had Cooks Bay Bluegrass. We had Curtis Thompson. We had Mike Chinelli.
Yeah, I love Mike. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just such a kind person. Thank you so much. Eh?
Thank you. We had, I know we've had the opening act out to one of them. We've
Yeah.
had,
Use that spoon.
thanks
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
We met this wonderful new artist, a young kid named Sam, and he made his stage debut with us, so that
Really?
was a really cool moment as well.
So what I'll do when we're doing this, I'll get you to shoot me all the pictures. So while I'm editing, I'll put them up. Right?
Yeah.
So this is the first event that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I was at the time, but I remember then I seen it after it came out and some of the video and all that kind of stuff, and pretty amazing event. Like
Yeah.
for the first time out of the box, you did a pretty good job. Eh?
Thank you.
So I'll let you do your sugar thing before I stir mine.
We had the salty dogs out.
Yeah,
They
they're
were
amazing. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Trying to remember them all because there were so many great people. Josh McKay came out.
Yeah.
Sam Grover, Sam and Sadie, George Springer, Ryan Boyd.
Love George, sweetest
Yeah.
thing on 2 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, good guy, really good guy, and yeah, I'm gonna stir now. So, and that event was well received, and
Yeah, we had K Country out.
funny thing about events like that, and that is, yeah, there's the public aspect of it, and then there's the family of musicians
Yes.
aspect of it.
Yeah.
So no matter what happens, public-wise,
Yeah.
it really doesn't matter.
No, it
Everybody,
doesn't matter past
yeah,
that
I
point.
mean, that's, you need the public aspect of it in order to survive.
Yeah.
But no matter what happened, everybody had a great time, and yeah, it was pretty amazing. Eh?
Yeah.
It's like a remnant. It's like a shoot off of music in the streets.
Yeah.
It's Connors wrote the
Much smaller
format.
scale.
Connors wrote the format for everything. You
They
know?
did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think a good chunk of us from town can definitely give them a lot of credit for
Well,
the
I
things
will-
that we know and the things that we've done.
I hope you don't mind, but at the beginning of this interview, when I'm explaining what exactly am I doing here, I do intend to introduce a new crop
Yeah.
and give a little homage to the old crop.
Yeah.
Connor Bolden,
Yeah.
Riley, Jordan
Jesse.
Jesse Carla, so I might even throw a little flavor of their stuff in there as I'm moving along because I really believe it's an evolution of,
Absolutely.
and it's a Connor's crop, no matter how you cut it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's pretty amazing. So that event went, and then you did it a second time.
We did 3 through the course of the summer.
Right.
The following 2, we did just one day instead of a full weekend.
Yeah.
But we still had an absolute blast.
No, actually, and like the first event, the whole weekend, it's quite an undertaking, and you pulled it off.
Yes.
And I do say you pulled it off because it was your event. Yeah, so that's
It's not done without help, though. It's never done without help.
that's always the case for sure.
Yeah.
And shout out to everybody who was involved. And but things that are of that nature, if it ain't organic, and you just start down the right path, and when the people realize you're on the right path, they just start jumping on board and helping. Like yeah, let's all do this. So that's pretty cool. So that is. That really embodies like a large portion of local talent,
Yeah.
which is neat. And
We
it's
had
nice.
a really incredible turnout.
Yeah, you did, and I remember seeing it. I get my little feelings hurt because I wasn't there. You know what? It's kind of funny because all and I'm not a young artist. I don't know if you noticed it. But,
You're only as old as you feel.
well, in that regard,
We're all young at heart.
I'm going through my second childhood, actually.
Exactly.
And I'm enjoying every minute of it. So the other, so there was those 3 events that, and then you moved along into open mics.
Yeah, so I'd been doing open mics actually before the Gina's events,
Right.
but we did take a little bit of a break through the summer.
Yeah. Where were you doing open mics before that?
At Symposium.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because they went off
Yeah.
when COVID started. That all went out the window.
Yeah.
And God loved Jamie Lynn. She got on her way.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid she fell in love with Riley. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So Riley had to get a real job. You know what's a funny thing about Riley, and I love him, like just an amazing person. And he was so out there in terms of how his train of thought and how he was about stuff. And then he went and got a job like a citizen, you know.
Yeah.
And I laughed one day. I said, "Were you shocked at how easy it is to be a citizen?" I said, "Yeah, it's like nothing." And so he's doing really well, and the 2 of them obviously are doing really
Yeah.
well, and so they're getting married this year.
They are.
Yeah, so
Very
that's
exciting.
kind of cool. I always love it when 2 people that I care about end up. Yeah.
Yes.
So that would be you and Curtis too, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got that covered. I guess your personal music. What brought you to music?
I started singing before I started talking, and that's just always been the way. And I've always just done it because I like doing it, not because I wanted to get anywhere with it, or I always just wanted to do it for the love of doing it.
Yeah. Actually, it seemed like since I met you, like I could never figure out what your deal was. To be honest with you, like, loved you as a person, great, and all that stuff. And then I was watching your music stuff, where you were starting to work together with Curtis.
Yeah.
So you and him had that all to work out.
Yeah.
So then I didn't know how much you did as an individual before that.
Yeah.
It seemed like that whole time period was you getting into finally doing some public music. And does
So
that make
in a
sense?
way, that's true.
Okay.
I used to be more involved in music when I was younger, and then when I had kids, I dropped all hobbies, as moms do.
Yeah, of course.
And I stopped doing all of it. And then when I met Curtis again, I met him at the open mics, and I wasn't performing at the time. I was just showing up and watching and enjoying the music.
I remember you in recent years, you were just, and then, well, that's what made me think that you had just started to get into public music and stuff again.
Yeah.
And you know what else has been fun to watch? I mean, I notice everything because it's my habit. And I don't have to think about myself, I get to think about everybody else instead. Something like that. So, but I know it's been fun to watch the evolution of you and Curtis sorting out your music together.
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
Well, he got me back into it for sure. I mean, working at Connor's helped a lot for sure. But there was one night he was asking me, he goes, "So like, how do you fit in here? Do you play music? Do you do music? Like, why
Okay, so
are
then
you
I'm
here?"
not alone. I'm not alone.
No.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh well, I sing. I just, I haven't done it in a while."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, learn this song. Do it with me."
Right.
It's like, okay.
So that's how it
But,
started?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we started
So were
singing
you already
together, and
going
we
out
just
at the
didn't
time?
Stop. No.
So you were just doing music
We were-
together?
yeah, we were
Oh,
just
the old
friends.
dog, he uses music to get in there.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, God
It
love
works.
Yeah, well, music is definitely all about harmony. Yeah, it's been fun watching your journey, both of you, and so that's been kind of neat. And I guess, so you do open mics, and right where we're sitting, I do want to give a shout out to the Mess Hall for their support of local music. And I got a really cool picture to start this podcast with, and it's Les in disco pants.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm on that, and I have an hour of that night here, and I'll post some of that stuff to go, and then I have pictures of all anybody and everybody. So, what do you want to happen going forward? What's on the horizon?
I want to keep giving people that safe platform to get out there and make their stage debuts and give them the confidence that they need to go where they want to with their music and do what they want to with their music.
Did you go through in recent years when you started with Curtis, in the last 2-3 years, whenever you started working together and performing, did you go through all the jitters stuff, that nervous about it, and am I doing it right, and do it? And oh my God, it sounded like shit. When you leave and everybody's going, hey, because they were very polite and they do that?
I don't think it was ever something that caused me anxiety like it does some people.
Well, that
I
explains.
always felt really, really safe up there.
Well, you solved another mystery for me.
Yeah.
Your little one? Where she gets it from. Okay, so there you go. God love her, eh?
No fear.
Yeah, I was really happy to bring your son a cheesecake the other day. I did
so
want to
happy.
let him know that I had a need to let him know that I think about him all the time when he's around and stuff. So
She takes the spotlight.
yeah, she does like the spotlight actually.
Very much so.
Yeah. That, which brings me to the next fun part of watching you guys, Curtis and his struggle for his place in that family. Yeah, it's not an easy one, and
She gives him a run for his money.
well, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Yeah, our children raise us,
Yeah.
and then they leave home. Right, so that's how I view that. And so, but you can tell Curtis is happy where he just wants to be, and he will always do the right thing. He's a really decent guy.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with how he does the right thing, well, that's a whole separate thing. That's something we can all talk about.
Yeah.
But he will always be trying to do the right thing, and that's all you
He's
need.
got a
right?
heart of gold.
Who's coming up now? So, is it Sam and George and
Yeah, so
Ryan?
Sam and
what's their
George.
drummer's name?
Sam is the drummer.
Oh, okay. They had another
Yeah.
drummer at church.
So when they were Silverstone,
Yeah.
which was Ryan and George and Aaron and Michael,
Right.
Michael would drum. But Aaron and Michael both went away to school, so they, looked into other projects. They brought Sam in. I was singing with them for a little bit, but this project that they're doing is just an acoustic trio.
Nice.
So they've got Sam on cajon and Ryan.
I've been trying to
George.
tell Ryan, he pretends that he doesn't take my advice, and then he secretly does, right? So I love his guitar work, and you can tell I love young people that are passionate about what they do.
Yeah.
And you know he's passionate about guitar. I don't know if you've ever seen the 2 clips that I posted when he played the Godin guitar.
I don't think so.
He did. He said, when I get the new Godin that I'm taking down to Cuba to donate to the young musicians that win the national classical contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they really appreciate that. And but when it arrived, John and I John plays a little piece on it for me, and I put it on the podcast and stuff. And then Ryan was there that day. I said, "Oh, Ryan, do a little something," and he just nailed it
Yeah.
in a conventional song. And I said, "You know anything classical?" So then he just started doing a quasi-classical piece, and he nailed both. And I seen Eric Clapton one time on stage with all the best musicians in the world because he's Eric Clapton.
Yeah.
And then they just left the stage, and he sat there and he did one of his own versions of "Oh Danny Boy,"
Yeah.
and it just floored me how beautiful it was. And he's that quality of musician.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever level he gets to, but he's that quality of musician.
Yeah.
And I keep telling him, whatever you do, whatever classical piece you like, or whatever show that you do anywhere, at some time during the show, let people walk off stage and do your personal offering to them in that regard. It's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Because to this day, that's what I remember Eric Clapton doing that. And so that's because he's a guitarist first. And so that would be his offering, And then the drum guys get a solo, and he's been fighting me every step of the way, but I'll get him there.
Yeah.
I love Ryan. He's a really good guy, and he's the good thing I love about his guitar work. Like Connor Bowden when he was there. Anytime I have someone of that quality of guitar playing my shitty little songs that I do, I just walk away from the mic, and then they start doing the guitar work. And the crowds love it, and you got time to sort yourself out. If you forget lyrics, you just walk away from the mic, and you go back. So it gives you space to work. Yeah, so it's a real lovely compliment, eh?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So how do you, shout out to you too, by the way, for Toxic. And we're going to post that in this particular segment. Did you see it?
That was a fun one. Yeah.
Turned out
Yeah.
good, eh?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it turned out really good. So this format that I use is a pretty worthwhile one because it's so simple to just set up the stand and you capture the whole night.
Yeah.
And you got lots of artwork. I mean, all my stuff, for whatever it's worth, I got more artwork than the Rolling Stones, right?
Yeah.
So, if I ever get to use it, I don't know, but it comes in really handy when I'm trying to do stuff in support of local musicians
Yeah.
and stuff, yeah.
I get it. I take at least 400 photos every single event I do.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to have time to ever sort through them all.
and then you find yourself 3 weeks later at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Me too. That's how I end
Exactly
up.
it.
That's how I do my podcast. I'll be sitting
Yeah.
there with at light. That's my favorite. You know what? I like actually to work till almost 3 or 4 in the morning and sleep till 9 instead.
Yeah.
Get up at 6 every day. My best time is in the middle of the night almost. So,
Yeah. I think that's a musician thing.
I
As
guess so.
creative types, we don't do mornings.
No.
No.
Well, you wake me up. I'm gonna wake me up early. You're gonna get a few orders barked at you.
Yeah.
So, shout out. I always shout out to Connor's music. So, and we have the new generation coming along, and we'll let Connor and Jesse and Riley and Joe know we haven't forgot them.
Yeah.
And this is who took over for you. You know. yeah, I think that's. And as we all do, we ride Paul Connor's magic carpet.
Absolutely.
A 40-year run that magic carpet's been on, and I
Yeah.
got to tell you, it's been lovely, eh?
Yeah.
So, is there anything coming up? Anything you need to let people know, event-wise? You got.
Oh goodness.
So tomorrow night, I don't know if I can just post it by tonight, but I'll do a little quick clip to let everybody know to get to the Orchard tomorrow. The Orchard. I'm calling it the Orchard still.
The beach.
The beach.
The beach.
Son of a beach. Yeah, okay, at the beach.
Yeah, Ryan, Sam, and George will be playing the beach.
The beach, lakefront beach.
Yep, the restaurant down in Keswick. And that'll be tomorrow night, which might not be tomorrow night.
Yeah, might not be tomorrow night. It'll be tomorrow night when I'll post an advertisement for them so that just because let everybody know.
There's a lot of local music events though to be aware of for sure. Sean Kerrigan has been putting the work in to get the entertainment at the Sutton Legion going again. He's been doing a great job. We've got what else we got going on? Every Friday here is live music, which is fantastic, and they've got their open mic going. I'm at Symposium every second and fourth Friday.
Well, I'll actually, I have some really good. I don't know if you ever seen the. I love to do a clip. You know Ken and Tam.
Yep.
Yeah,
They're here tonight.
They did a song together that they were writing on. They were just working on it. I can't remember the name of it, but when those two sing, you just want to sway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's their style, like Peter, Paul, and Mary, or more progressive. But just amazing. And so I took their best song and I tweaked the best I could as far as and then I put a introduction and give it to them so they have that to send people, right?
That's great.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. And because when I left home at a young age, my mother said, "Make yourself useful," and I took it to heart, right? Yeah. So I don't know if we need to take any more information today, but I just wanted to get an introduction, and then if it all goes well, when I get back to Cuba in a month's time, over the course of, we'll do a sit down. If you need to announce events and do a clip and I can clip it, to these two. So what's the name of your entertainment company? I know you've thought of one.
I have not.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm not good with names. Curtis and I also don't have a name for our little duo.
Really?
Yeah, we keep telling people we're taking suggestions.
Toxic.
That doesn't sound like it bodes well.
Well, if it's a joke, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so that shout out to Connor's music, that's for sure. All the people that support, all the local venues, the restaurants and stuff, they support
Absolutely.
the local musicians. I was at the Lions and Sons.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for participating in my pickle run. Did you see I posted about it?
I did.
That was amazing. My Aunt Helen's Pickles, I got 15 people, something like that.
Fantastic.
All thumbs up on the flavor. Half of them started with, not really a pickle person, and ended with, can I get the recipe?
Yeah.
So, okay, so thanks so much.
Thank
so
you.
if you can look into that and say, bye everybody.
Bye, everybody.
And we'll just do this. I'm Tim Dermick and this is Georgina Speaks, and we'll see you out in the street sometime soon. If I run into you, be polite, would you please?